Hi, I'm Sarah Borders with Benefits Compliance Solutions. Recently, there was an interesting court ruling in the federal trial court which essentially vacated a prior rule that had been ruled on by the Supreme Court. So a lot of times we see different rules get litigated through different courts and they go to the Supreme Court, and usually it's finalized, but not with this one. This one has to do with covering contraceptives under a group health plan, and certain employers, religious employers, being able to essentially not have to cover contraceptives under their plan because they have a religious objection. Under the Trump administration, though, you may remember that type of rule or that type of exception was expanded to include not only religious employers who have a religious objection, but also a moral objection. So that has made its way round and round through the courts, and recently, despite a prior Supreme Court ruling, another trial court, federal trial court, vacated that rule. So essentially, it makes it go back to the way it was prior to the Trump administration's expansion. So what that means for employers is that most employers will have to cover under their preventive care services contraceptive coverages, all of them, all of the ones that are required under the typical preventive care list. And certain employers, the ones in the past, can decide not to cover them if they are expressly a religious organization like a church, or they can file for some sort of accommodation to exempt themselves. Otherwise, employers may need to be very careful if they want to exclude contraceptives from their coverage under their group health plan, because it's no longer allowed under the expanded rule that again was part of the first Trump administration's rule. This is likely to go back to the Supreme Court at some point, but for now, if any employers want to sort of rely upon this objection, they may want to seek legal counsel before outright excluding contraceptive coverage from their group health plan. So we'll let you know if we see any developments. Thanks so much for watching.